In 1813, the European continent stood on the brink of change. The Napoleonic Wars that had ravaged the continent for more than a decade had reached a decisive moment. In the heart of Germany, more than 500,000 soldiers met in one of the greatest battles in modern history. This is the story of the Battle of Leipzig, or as it came to be known, the Battle of the Nations. Let's start at the beginning. In the early 19th century, Napoleon Bonaparte had risen to the pinnacle of power in France and established a vast empire that stretched across Europe. Through a series of military campaigns, Napoleon toppled kingdoms, imposed treaties, and redrawn the map of the continent in France's favor. But for every rising power, there is a falling one. In 1812 came the great turning point, the campaign in Russia. The Grande Armée of France, numbering more than 600,000 soldiers, returned defeated and exhausted after the harsh Russian winter. This failure was the beginning of the end for Napoleon's imperial ambitions. After the disaster in Russia, the European powers found an opportunity to unite against Napoleon. The Sixth Coalition, which included Russia, Prussia, Austria, Sweden, and Britain, was formed with one goal: to eliminate French hegemony. Military movements began in 1813, with the coalition armies achieving some victories over the retreating French army. But the decisive battle was still to come. In October 1813, the coalition armies were concentrated around the city of Leipzig in Saxony. Napoleon, despite his diminished strength, commanded an army of about 200,000 soldiers, while the coalition had assembled more than 300,000 soldiers from various countries. The battle began on October 16th, with the armies clashing on several fronts. The fighting was fierce, with the fighting concentrated around strategic sites such as bridges and the nearby river. Napoleon, relying on his famous tactics, found himself facing a huge number of enemies. On the fourth day of the battle, the unthinkable happened. The Saxon troops, who were part of Napoleon's army, turned against him and joined the coalition. This betrayal was the final blow that ended Napoleon's hope of victory. As Napoleon tried to withdraw, a bridge collapsed as the French army crossed. This disastrous mistake killed thousands and left thousands more trapped. The Battle of Leipzig ended in a crushing victory for the coalition. Over 100,000 soldiers were killed or wounded during the 4 days. It was the largest battle in Europe up to that time. For Napoleon, this defeat was the beginning of the end. A few months later, he was forced to abdicate and was exiled to the island of Elba. For Europe, this battle marked the beginning of a new era, as the victorious powers met at the Congress of Vienna to reshape the European order. Today, the Battle of Leipzig is remembered as a major turning point in European history. It was a model of international unity in the face of tyranny and a lesson in the power of powerful alliances. It also directly influenced the political and geographical order of 19th century Europe. The Battle of Leipzig is not just a military event. It is a testament to the challenges nations face when ambitions clash with collective will. A history that teaches us that power is not permanent and that alliances can change the face of the world. If you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more epic historical stories.